And voila, here we are. Hello once again to Twitch and anybody who catches this on the VOD later. This is Xenobears plays Xenogears, part 14. Yeah, we've already been playing this game for 43 and a half hours almost. Well, time to go kill God. And then the hardest boss in the game. We'll continue the game, continue with the game, continue. Because I already did all my customizing last time. In the depths we saw an alien form. It was partially rotted and petrified. A giant, grotesque being. It gave off an inexplicable air of intimidation. Perhaps it was more than a gut reaction. Perhaps it was the fear of the absolute that came from the very depths of our inherited instincts. Now this is a puzzle boss. The goal is to escape this fight with as much of your resources intact as possible. And he will keep using HP shaver attacks over and over. And he'll also throw in some physical attacks just to mess with you. Oh, and the spells. Can't forget the spells. Good thing I have ether armor. A really good thing I have ether armor on. Of course you do that right after I did that. Don't let him just do that same move over and over again. Keep using HP Yabber. Bart's going to be critical fuel when he goes to the next fight. Good, I did enough damage to one-shot him. And now Faye's critical HP for the next fight. Lovely. He got some decent level ups out of it. Bart's stats didn't go up by much compared, but hey. That was the ultimate power? The partially rotted thing eventually self-disintegrated. We proceeded even further. Yeah, God was surprisingly easy to take out. We came to an enormous cavern that was big enough to swallow the whole capital of Av. In its center were two gently glowing objects. It was the source of divine wisdom. It was Raziel's tree. If only there'd been a dungeon in between fighting Deus and getting here. I do love that they basically look like giant save cubes. And the cavern itself was a giant computer called Raziel. There's Citan on computer duty because he's always the guy on computer duty. The wisdom of God hidden within Raziel. We found the unthinkable when we accessed its data. A large unmanned strategic weapon and its battalion of terminal interface weapons, traveling from star system to star system, and a gargantuan mothership used to carry them. The creation of the Malach angel, God's army to reign over the vast universe with, and the construction of a divine ark. These weapons were called Yaba, the interplanetary invasion weapon system. What the Gazel ministry was pursuing was right here. According to the data, the giant rotting organism we just defeated was, in fact, the nucleus of this system. We were on the verge of accessing the data for the object called Zohar. The central neural circuit and power source controlling the entire system, from the weapons to the mothership. When suddenly, he appeared. Ah, the hidden data from Raziel's tree. Move away from there. This matter is far too weighty for the likes of you. Damn, we were so close! We must protect it with our lives. We can't let them have the Raziel data. You handle them. I will try to extract as much data as I'm able to. If anything goes wrong, I will destroy this place. You should have started by hitting the self-destruct immediately. And I forgot to equip the trader's card, didn't I? Which means it doesn't even matter if I win because I'm not going to get the reward. Mother... Crap, he got a turn before I could. And he went for the full combo, too. Well... watch what happens with his ether bullets. They deal 0 damage because I stopped his ether engine using Bart's whip. That's why Bart's so critical in this fight. If you want to win it. You don't have to win. This is a supposed to lose fight. And Alpha Velpo actually has more HP than the final boss of the game. And Bart's still down. And there goes my protection from his ether engine because Bart's no longer stopping it. Oh, we'll get to see some of Billy's attack. Supers. I'm not going to stress about this battle too much. I kind of got screwed when he took out Faye instantly. I guess that's all you can take for now. Are you frustrated? But that is only natural. After all, you are imperfect. Imperfect? Yes, you are lacking now. You must absorb Android 17 and 18. The absence of wrath is an impediment to you utilizing your true strength. Wrath? the drive to massacre and annihilate, the compulsion to destroy your opponent. Such wrath is power for the soul. By eliminating your foe, you attain your first sublimation of that drive. It is this very sublimation that draws out the hidden powers within oneself. But clinging to reason, suppressing your wrath and desire, makes releasing your true power a dream within a dream for you. You already know this. When wrath appeared in your heart, the machine responded, did it not? What drew out such power from your machine was truly the drive of your soul. It was your id. The sign of purpose you've been seeking. The mark of a natural-born assassin. You're wrong. That's absolutely untrue. I'm not id. The time has come. I'll take your soul and draw its power out to the limit. Enough! Huh. What are you stopping me for? He is bait. If you kill the bait, the precious bird we wish to capture will fly away. You know, a very important bird, needed to fulfill my earnest desire. You understand, don't you, Lacan? Suit yourself. We shall crucify them in the land of Golgotha, to the west of here. Collect all the broken gears. When Faye and the others arrived at the deepest parts of Mahanan, I was looking after the newly mutating people in Nisan. People mutating, one after the other. Like some eternal nightmare that made me wonder just how long we would have to keep nursing them. Are you okay? You haven't had any rest, have you? I can handle things on my own for a while. Why don't you go out for a walk? Thank you, but I'll be all right. I'd rather keep busy so that I don't worry about things too much. Is that it? Hey, Ellie, what's that? This? Can I see it? Just as I thought. It's the pendant of Nisan. But why do you have it, Ellie? It's Faye's. I'm holding on to it for him. But it feels as if I have always worn it. When you wear that, you look even more like Sophia. Really? Flattery won't get you anything, you know. Anyway, we need to hurry up and test the new mutation suppressant assembler on those other people there. We can't afford to have them change any further. Huh? Oh no, something has happened to Faye and the others. Could you imagine living in the Xenogears world? Some random item breaks and you have to take it as a portent that a loved one is in danger? Every time? Overcome by indescribable fear, I decided to ascend to Shavat, which was stationed in the skies above Nisan. Awaiting me there was a transmission from Krelian. He told me that if I wanted to save Faye and the others, I would have to come to Golgotha. Krelian wanted me. Golgotha being a slight alteration on Golgotha or Golgotha. In order to save Faye and my other friends, I departed in the last Omnigear left remaining in Shavat. My previous fear of riding in this machine was surmounted by my desire to rescue the people dear to me. Are you serious about going it alone? Krelian told me to come by myself. I can't afford to break the agreement, so please stay behind and protect everyone here. But it's a trap! It's a trap! I know. Then why? If I do not go, Faye and them will be executed for sure. Krelian isn't concerned with anyone else but me. So what makes you think he's going to hold his part of the bargain? Don't you have any way of knowing that will definitely save your friends by doing this? No. Then it's suicide. It might be. But I've made it this far because of Faye and the others. Because they accepted me as their friend. If you go away, what about us? What about all the people who've assembled in Nisan that you leave behind? Everyone's dependent on you for their spiritual support. I would have really liked to have seen these guys do their heel face turn. Another piece of cut content. The people in Nisan will be fine. They can stand on their own feet without any support from me. This is also true of you all, right? But why do you do so much for them? I don't know, because, she loves them? I don't know. I guess it's a woman's prerogative to be selfish. Perhaps. A woman's prerogative? I'm not a holy woman of any sort. I'm just a regular woman. I get angry, I cry, I laugh. You have phenomenal godlike powers. Although at times I can resent others, I also know how to love others. Loving whole masses of people at times and loving just one person the rest of the time. I am in supreme bliss when I am embraced by the man I love. Giving what I have to him and receiving what he gives me, we become one flesh. That is the moment when I am most at peace. Damn, just brag about your relationship status, why don't you? It is my prerogative as a woman to simply want to save the man that I love. Boss. I'm sorry for saying such selfish things. I'll go and do all that I can now for my friends. I want you all to do whatever it is you can do for our friends here. Well, I'd better get going now. And now for the funny. Because this next scene is pretty damn weird. They crucified the gears. And then Juju died for your sins. But not really. All the other pilots are just, Maria's not even in her gear. Maria rides on top of that thing. Where they got her? Choo-Choo's the one really suffering here. I mean, good God. Ellie? You idiot! Why did you come here? Krelian's after you! Forget about us! Run and save yourself! I came as I was told. I'm the only one you need. They have nothing to do with this, so let Faye and the others go. How gallant you are, Elhain. It's as if that scene from the past has been brought back to life in the present. So you came in an Omnigear. That too is her gear. Allow me to confirm something. I'll consider what kind of treatment your friends will receive on one condition. That you first defeat these two men here with that gear you came in. How about it, Elhain? Forget it, Ellie. He's up to something. Don't accept it. Faye is right. Krelian is not a man of his word. And he always has ulterior motives when he sweet-talks someone. What is more, those men are fighting machines created by Krelian. Their combat skills are immeasurable. They are not opponents you can handle by yourself. Do not take him up on his offer. Escape while you can. My, such harsh criticism. I'm not that brutal. So what will it be, Elhain? Even if you were to try to flee now, it is not likely you would be able to. You see, I have this whole area surrounded by my gods. Wouldn't it be logical to take the choice where you may still stand a chance, no matter how slight it might be? Don't do it, Ellie! All right, then. I'll do what you say. Good. You are indeed my precious little bird. Now get on with it. If it gives Faye and them even the slightest chance of escape, then I will fight. I don't care if it even costs me my life. You're a little bit too cavalier about that, Nellie. That is a bad habit. They're too fast. Outmatched, even in my Omnigear. But I can't just... No, not like this. I can't lose. Must somehow stop movement. Stopped? Now's my chance. Now for the Dragon Ball shit. Did I do it? How could that... I thought it had some sort of effect. Girl, that hurt. I'll get you back. It was wrong of you to underestimate our power. They probably got the animation stuff going to keep them regenerating. This actually would have been a cool fight to have. I'm getting no results. It can't be helped, Mugwort. It's about time to finish the job. Down yet? It's to be expected. Multiple fractures, major blood loss. I wouldn't be surprised if the cockpit is a sea of blood. At worst, death. What the? There's no way you could stand after taking that much damage. Mugwort? Why, how dare you do that to my partner? Aren't you two just laughing about how she was probably dead? Gotta love the old, how dare you fight back villain dialogue. No way! Ellie! Her true awakening, or merely protecting her master? Either way, it does not alter the fact that she is the mother existence that I have been searching for. Now, men, recover that machine. Place priority on the safety of the pilot. Use whatever it takes to preserve her life. To preserve her life. Well then, I shall be taking this girl with me. As for the rest of you, why don't you just wallow there pathetically while you meditate on your own lack of any real power? Pitiful. You can't even protect a single woman. It is not even worth the effort of putting a spineless wretch like you out of your misery. Ellie was taken away, and as Krellian had told her, we were left alive. Was Krellian just keeping his promises? No, that can't be it. There had to be another real reason why he allowed us to live. And we had to find that out. Yep, let's save. I'm going to save right after that fight so I can return to it later to retry to beat Groff. Because, dear God, I got screwed right out the gate on that one. When he took out Faye. If he had just done a one-hit attack, I'd have been fine. If he had done a two-piece attack, I'd have had to waste a lot of fuel healing, but it still would have been fine. But no, he went for the full three-piece combo and just one-shot Faye. Oh no, I did have the trainer card equipped. Okay, good. The fleshly body of God has been recovered. The anima and the animus have all been obtained. All that is left is for us to do, or all that is left for us to do is to change into the animus and become one with the mother persona. That is incorrect. What do you mean, Krellian? What did you just say? What are you doing? Krellian, have you gone totally insane? What are you doing to the memory banks? Do not touch them. We cannot survive without them. That's kind of the idea. You were the only ones who could have activated the key. But now that it has been activated, I no longer need you. I'm having you all erased. How dare you! The only obstacle that kept me from my goals was Cain. He was the one person who had total control of the people and thus was my greatest nemesis. But the only person who could terminate Cain was Cain himself. That's why I created a copy of Cain. Ramses acted exactly as I predicted, killing Cain. Now there is no one who can stop me, and I'm not interested in your power or authority. Did you really think you were acting on your own free will? You are all just parts of the system, created only as weapons of invasion and oppression. You are just terminal interface weapons. We can become God and your... God? Who said you'd be God? What impertinence! We are humans. We were created to be terminal interfaces of God. It is the same for you, who were once humans. Man cannot become God. We can only entrust ourselves to God. Ridiculous, going against the mother. I have not gone against her. This is the will of the other mother. You think you can eliminate us and still revive God? It can be done. Your genes were scattered in order to keep the world alive after the fall in the days of destruction. After the fall in days of destruction. Those genes live on today within the humans. The anima vessels and the recipients of their alignment, the animus, and also the persona. By combining these with mine nanomachines, humans will become living beings very much the equivalent of you. Actually, they may far surpass you in becoming worthy terminal interfaces for God. So you are no longer of any use to me. Deus, the physical manifestation of God, only wants results. The means are insignificant to him. So this is my arc plan, my Project Noah. Growly. May all your worries cease. Rest in peace, ancestors of mortal man. Now it is just you and I, Sophia. I was powerless. All I could do was stand by and watch as they took Ellie away from me. I am powerless. Hey, Mysterious Masked Man, what's up? What are you doing there? Oh, it's you. I wasn't able to beat Groff. I didn't stand a chance against him. It was obvious from the start. It was impossible to try to defeat a monster machine like that to begin with. And Ellie, why was she so damn foolish? I implicitly told her not to come. I told her to run away. She had to have known it was a trap. Oh, I should have said it specifically or explicitly. Yes, you won't be able to defeat him like that. As long as you continue fighting with that kind of an attitude, that is. Huh? The reason you lost and that young lady was taken was because of your pride. Weren't you depending far too much on the power of your machine? Not to mention that new id power you're now able to control. What is Groth's source of power? His machine? His technique? His experience? I do not think so. It is his feelings. His heart. His feelings are dominated by his resentment and his hatred of this world. That hatred is his source of power. Your feelings weren't focused enough to fight off Groth. That's why you could not win. Your feelings must be in the right place. That is strength. I'm not surprised you lost, seeing as you do not understand the true meaning of strength. Wiseman. That young lady. The only thing in her heart was her desire to save you all. She set aside her fear and piloted that machine. It was because she had such strong feelings that you are all still alive. That is what I think. Of course, you have been defeated. However, that doesn't mean it's over. How do you plan on responding to her feelings? It is now your turn to save her, is it not? Well, what are you going to do, Faye? He was very politely telling you to nut up and get off your ass. I'm going to... In order to save Ellie, we began to search desperately for her whereabouts. And 2 weeks later, we found her. Using the data obtained from Azael and his own nanomachine technology, Krelian had begun the construction of God's Ark, Merkava. Its completion was imminent. To prevent its activation and to rescue Ellie, we headed for Merkava. Merkava being a slight change to the word Merkaba. Pretty sure they did that on purpose just to slightly differentiate it from the Hebrew language. And ooh, I got a new follower. That music. Neat. Thanks for following. You again? Are you girls thinking of going in there too? Don't get any wrong ideas there. We are here to help our commander. Nong and Krelian have been manipulating his emotions for the sole purpose of eliminating the Emperor. We simply want to free the commander from those bonds so that he may be saved. It is neither for the sake of the world, nor for the sake of your girlfriend, Elhain. We have no intentions of fighting on the same side as you. Fine. You have your own battles to fight, and we have ours. Let's leave it at that. Although it would be cool to have, anime girl Power Rangers fighting alongside me. But if things get out of hand, you head back. We'll handle it. Huh. We'll make you eat those words. You wait and see. Thanks. Glad to hear that you liked it. We entered the inside of Merkava, and while fighting back units of weapons that self-regenerated through the use of nanomachines, we headed for the central core. And then, once again, Ramses appeared before us. Dude's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up everywhere. And note the reappearance of the angels from the chapel in green glass hologram form. And they finally give me a chance to save before we start this fight. I can save, change my party. Yeah. I'm going to need the extra fuel charge for this next segment. That particular upgrade makes going id mode fuel positive if you spend the next 3 turns charging. This is another one of those tricky fights where you'll have to fight 2 battles in quick succession that are very difficult. Oh yeah, disc 2. It's a whole thing. I'm going to replace Saitan with Billy. Esmeralda's still going to stay in the back row because I don't want her to level up too much until we get out of this part of this doing the free roaming. I wonder, is the shopkeep here at this part of the game? He is. What would you like? Character items, gear items? Alright, let's see what kind of gear upgrades he's got for me. Just making sure everybody's on their latest spec. That I've got Sonic Whip. Oh, he's got the really good shotgun shells. For Billy. Kind of want the best ether armor. One for everybody. A charger, it's good, but no. I only want it on Faye. If there was the one that does the Restore 100 fuel up for purchase, I'd definitely get it. Having the extra ether defense is probably more valuable. Billy can be the one most vulnerable to getting hurt. The first guy focuses mostly on physical damage anyway. Yep. The fuel is precious. That's why I only have the A charger on Faye, though, because he can go id mode and actually be fuel positive with the A charger. Makes sense that the music would be similar. This game was scored by, if I remember correctly, Yasunori Mitsuda. And he worked for Square too, so probably going to be a bit of overlap between his, yep, and Nobuo Uematsu's stuff. I've been waiting for you, Faye. Ramses? Faye, if only you hadn't been born. We're gonna settle this now. Stop it, Ramses. What reason is there to continue fighting me? Who are you fighting for? Why do you always have a bone to pick with me? Tell me, why? It's all because of you. If only you hadn't come in and destroyed my prospects in life. My life was given to me within a nanoreactor in Krellion's lab. To be born as the superior being, above all humans. But then... Gotta love how out of sync the knuckle cracking animation is from the knuckle cracking sound. Yep, it is a weird looking gear. This time your body is young. The previous one got too old. And the name? Karen. But individual names mean nothing to me. So, what brings you here? Is that thing inside the nanoreactor there the one? Huh? Oh. Recognition code 0808191-Ramses. The Emperor's been told it's a prototype for an artificial contact. What's its status? It has entered the so-called first growth stage. From now until the binding, its growth will be several times faster than that of an ordinary human. But its psychological development will be a little difficult to control. It is a replica, so that's to be expected. It is moving. Can it hear us? Yes, it already has a will of its own. Then I have a better way. Let us dispose of it. We do not need this. We have my child. My child will be 4 this year. Your having a child is significant. Yes. I checked it out. There is no mistake. It's a contact. What's its name? My child's name is Faye. So, you understand what this means? A corresponding antitype is... Yes, probably already born somewhere. The final one. Then this thing is... worthless. Yes, totally useless. Chase after it, boy. A love that's unattainable for you, no matter how hard you try to pursue it. Dang, Yang's kind of mean-spirited here. Until then. Yeah, well, Karen doesn't have a lot of scenes, really. Yeah, Karen at that point was Myung. And considering Ramses slept with Myung, that has some very, very awkward connotations for Faye there. Because of your existence, I was discarded. I was destined to be the representative of God, having the might of the Emperor. I was destined to be the ultimate existence, having the power to exercise absolute control over all. But I lost it all because of you. My mother? How do you know her? Ramses! Commander, please stop this. Commander, if what you say is true, then that is even more of a reason not to fight. You were just used by Krelian and... Silence! You, even you, dare to censure me? I saved you from nearly becoming a test subject, and now you turn on me? You're mistaken. We are only thinking of your best interests. Silence! Ultimately, only I can help myself. I am the only one that can correct this. This is the end for you. On guard. 'Cause here I come, Faye. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, that Omni-Gear was originally Krelian's Omni-Gear, and Ramses is just borrowing it for this fight. Oh! One of my least favorite mechanics of any boss fight in any video game. The HP shaver. I'm just glad Billy got to turn on the booster before Ramses got his turn. Yeah, I gave Billy the ether doubler. Whoops, I almost turned off his booster on accident. That's what I get for looking at the chat. Time to beat Krelian like a drum. Or not Krelian, but Ramses. I just reduced his evasion and he managed to dodge an attack. That's actually kind of funny. I know I reduced his evasion. And everybody's got compromised accuracy. And power loss. And that actually went pretty well overall. Nice chunk of XP. Nice level up for Faye. It's always nice to see more of his stats go up than not. Yeah, even a nice level up for Bart. Cool. Got the golden vest. Oh yeah, of course Ramses was going to lose. Ramses is basically Team Rocket, but, you know, more spiteful. What's this? Yeah, Ramses really needed therapy. Or to, you know, not let the manipulative crazy wench be the one to control his every action. Same here. What is this place? This is where Carr was born, and where his hatred of you was forged. Who's there? What is this? That's Ellie! Ellie! I would have liked to have been able to commend you for making it here, but your efforts were all in vain. The resurrection of Deus is imminent. Sacrificing this girl will bring about the awakening of God. What are you talking about? Why does Ellie have to be sacrificed? There's no need for you to know. For all of you, it will all end here. Yep, the opiomorph. This game of the crucifix is very edgy, would never fly these days. Ha! True. Ahem. Adieu, boys. Everybody heal up. Everybody's going to take a round of healing before we do anything else. Now, I've got ether armor on everybody but Billy. And even then, he still has the, you know, mech armor that's 60-25 split for armor and ether armor. Defense up. Ether attack up also. Now, I'm going system mid, and this might sound crazy, but he has the A charger on him. Yeah, Miang is really the ultimate MILF. She is the proto-MILF of this world. The first, the ore template from which they all sprang. Literally. Yep. With all that extra ether armor on, I'm taking very little damage. Defense down, ether attack down. You notice I'm recharging 500 fuel. That's because I have the A charger on Faye. So 2 fuel ups get me back to where I was. Oh yeah, I have played and beaten Xenosaga a few times too. And of course, there's always a spam bot on these things. Thank you. Yep, I'm keeping it to 1 attack per time she uses her Devastator. So that way I can slowly recharge my fuel. This is one of those fights that really tests the player's ability to pay attention and their patience. Because I've seen people try to Unga Bunga this and it usually goes horribly for them. It'd be hilarious if he silenced her ether engine though. Yep. Xenogears is a game that most of the fights are pretty easy if you're paying attention, but occasionally it'll throw a curveball at you, and if you're just mashing the attack, it'll punish you. This time I'm going to attack with Faye. I'm going to get everybody to attack level 2. Yep. Have them charge up for a few turns at that. Then get everybody to 3 at once. Hit the heals and then... Yeah, you notice Billy's the one taking the most HP loss here. Oh, yeah. Chrono Cross is a great one. I like it more now that I've had a chance to learn to appreciate Chrono Cross, less as a sequel to Chrono Trigger, and more as its own game. And that's the damage I take when I got hit twice, when I attack twice rather than. This will be the fastest charging yet, and a good chance of entering hyper mode on all these guys. Dang. 25% almost across the board. And both Billy and Bart have holy pendants on, if I remember correctly, so their hyper modes will last for 6 turns. Oh yeah. She's basically a Lamia. Which, if I remember correctly, had connotations with, like, wisdom as a monster. Oh, entered hyper mode naturally. Shouldn't waste the free hyper mode. Oh, the Lamia? Mythical, like, Greco-Roman snake woman monster. Oh, now her ether attack is rising up when she uses that ability, so everybody pile on the pain. And there she goes. My, aren't we powerful? Ah, the executor gown. Nice. Yeah, Young isn't really worried about the lives of individual bodies. Every time she dies, she just takes over somebody else. Besides, she didn't lose. Well then, let's start over from the beginning again. You think you can beat me this time? Actually, I'm pretty confident I could beat her again, considering that I'm in a better position than when I started the fight. What the? I thought I defeated you! Unless you can decompose her atomic structure, you don't stand much of a chance. Normal attacks are futile against one who has the ability to regenerate using nanomachines. Yeah, Faye does have a little bit of that main character syndrome going right now, doesn't he? Wee, Faye, wee! Now the time has come for the Great Awakening. What the? My body feels like it's being torn apart. Uh-huh. I'm getting torn apart. It's pulling me in. Damn, what's going on? Huh? Hey, is that our Omni? No, that's not it. Is that our anima relics? Being consumed by Deus? Yes, you brought together the last of the pieces it needed to revive. Congratulations, idiot. You done got played. Deus is swallowing up our anima relics. What's going on? My Omnigear. It's not moving. I think it's dead. This is the true meaning of the anima relics. To attain their respective animus and return to the persona. The anima relics are really one set of parts that make up Deus, the physical manifestation of God. They regain their original powers or functions by aligning themselves with their destined partner. An Omnigear that has lost its respective anima relic is but a puppet. It becomes a mere vessel or container in which there are no contents. And this girl too was destined to become one with God. You see, Elhaim is really one of the parts of God as well. What the hell are you talking about? Put simply, you serve to help bring all the parts of God together, here, for me. You're a bunch of stupid fools. It's as if you're clowns. You believe the legend of how our world and the universe was created, but the Ministry and I fabricated that very myth a long time ago to suit our purposes. That's a lie! How can that be true? I think you'll find that your friends' Omnigears are all dead too. I'm talking about your friends who split up and took a different path than you into this place. They were all parts of God that were disassembled in the past, but once again are all gathered here. Yes, it is indeed time for the resurrection of God. What was it all for? Everything that I've done up to now. Ramses? Poor Ramses. Just taking L after L. It's just you. What are you doing here, Car? What about me, my existence? What was its purpose? There was only one purpose to your existence, to eliminate Emperor Cain. Cain's will had become too much like that of humans. He was too concerned about them. He had forgotten his mission to revive God. That is why you were created. You were only made to remove our main hindrance, Cain. But as the original living being, Cain had absolute power. To make you turn on Cain, it was necessary to focus your mind on a single point. However, being an artificial life form, you were mentally unstable. Oh yeah. I think the symbolism works with Myung's character pretty well. For the Lamia stuff. You can tell that the writers of this game's plot really did this as a passion project and were super invested in making everything line up. That is why we used phase existence. Resentment, that is the source of your strength. And you have excelled superbly at fulfilling our expectations of you. But we no longer have any more use for you. Haven't you realized that yet? Oh yeah. Symbolism on symbolism on symbolism. You're a piece of trash. And being the reject that you are, why don't you just leave? What was I born for? What was I living for? Yeah, Myung is really, really cruel. A pathetic excuse for a life. Why, you aren't even human. Now, what to do with a lot of you? Well, I can't just kill you all, seeing as you served me so well. So, as a reward, I'll allow you to be sacrificed too, to be assimilated into Deus along with this girl. Ugh! Ramses! Good. This is how I wanted it, Car. I'm fated so as not to be able to kill myself. Now, all my wishes have come true thanks to you, Myung. Ah! Oh man, that was rough on my throat. Too bad we all missed the action. Our Omnigears gave out on the way here. Anyway, let's hurry up and save Ellie. Yeah, I know. I do love that they make sure it's Billy up there with Faye. Hang in there, Ellie. I'm letting you down now. And oh god, the plot twists. So much exposition and so many plot twists. Hello, Telos. Or, sorry, Young. Remember Telos' whole goal in Xenosaga Episode 3 was to destroy and combine with Cosmos? A lot of parallels there. Although it was Cosmos with the purple hair in that game. Well, blue. Faye! Now you hang in there. She took my gun? Why did you do that? Ellie! Ellie? What happened to you? How could you? Don't tell me she's been brainwashed. It has nothing to do with brainwashing. It just pops right back up. The majority of my body is comprised of a nanomachine colony, not only for longevity, but also to unify with the mother. So don't be surprised. This much damage can be recovered rather quickly. Unify with the mother? That girl, Elhaim, is our mother. Yes, I am the mother of all humans. Yep, nanomachines, son. They harden in response to trauma. Ellie! What are you babbling on about? Snap out of it, Ellie! You're as dense as usual. But I don't blame you. So be it. I will explain to you all about it. This Deus, the one you call God, is an interplanetary invasion weapon system that was built in ancient times by humans from another planet. Yep, evil serpent wench. Mean-spirited evil serpent wench. It was created as an automatic weapon which could act upon its own will to take control of a targeted planet. But You should have known this much from looking at the Raziel records. Anyway, during a test run, Deus became uncontrollable. It released its power and annihilated a whole planet. Ah, you don't remember how this plays out. Well, watch along with me and we'll find out together. Well, I already know, but we'll experience it again together. The creators of Deus found its immeasurable power to be too much of a threat, and hence forcibly shut it down. In order to analyze the cause of the problem, its core was dismantled and placed on an interplanetary emigrant passenger ship to be transported to another planet. Becoming aware of this, the disassembled Deus resisted. It tried to take over the passenger ship that was transporting it. However, as a last line of defense against the escape of Deus, its creators unexpectedly destroyed the whole ship, sending it crashing to this planet. Yep. Although, I gotta say, that bridge was remarkably well built. I know that explosion happened on the bridge, and it was still intact when we got to the Eldridge. It's like they assembled the whole bridge out of the black box. The little pocket watch on the desk was still there too. Deus knew that it would not be able to get away from the explosion or the imminent impact, and so it detached its core from the Zohar power reactor. Zohar? Yes, Zohar. It is what drives all of the gears on this planet. It is the master generator that transmits its energy to the slave generators in our gears. It is also the source of all the ether power that the inhabitants of this planet utilize. By utilizing the energy displacements caused by actualizing potential future phenomenon, this Zohar modifier has the ability to produce infinite amounts of energy. The source of all our ether power? Are you saying all of our energy comes from that one power reactor or engine? Yes, but there is more. The core that was detached from Zohar, the biological computer Kadamini, crashed onto this primitive planet. It activated Persona, its life support plant that can generate organic material. Using this, it prepared for itself a genetic-based system for the day when Deus would be resurrected. Thus, the first humans were created from there, Emperor Cain and the elders of the Gazel Ministry. Are you saying the emperors and them Xenogears were people born from Deus? Do you know why the Gazel Ministry desired the anima relics and your bodies? Well, here's the reason. Before becoming human, the bodies of the Ministry were once part of the organic elements in the core circuit that made up Deus. There were two types of organic elements. The female type was called anima, while the male type was called animus. They were also created with the added ability to become mobile weapons by merging with machinery that was suited for use as terminal interface weapons for Deus. In other words, those Omnigears you were using were one form of such weapons. The Ministry, which were animus, were to become one again with their separated anima at the time of the resurrection of God. But in a war 500 years ago, they all lost their physical bodies. It was then that they decided to extract their own genetic factor from certain individuals of their human descendants who carried the appropriate sets of DNA, all so each of them could become one with their respective anima again. Descendants? Then we're all... Yes, you humans are all descendants of Cain and the Gazel Ministry. They were born from the Persona, gave birth, and propagated. They followed their inbuilt program to someday resurrect the heavily damaged Deus. All the people in the world were created solely to resurrect Deus? Yes, but it wasn't just to restore its old body. More than half of Deus is constructed of biological parts. Do you remember those mutated humans? Those are all people who were destined to become replacement parts for Deus. We humans are parts for God. Yes, almost all of the people are destined to become parts for Deus. But you people gathered here are all different. You could say you escaped that destiny by existing through multiple generations. In actuality, there wasn't enough parts for Deus, but Krelian compensated for what was lacking. Oh yeah, becoming a Wells really, really sucks. I mean, they laser your skin open. Ugh. Remember the Solaris slabs? Ugh. And if you don't meet their standards, they feed you into a literal meat grinder, sometimes alive. The reduction in the number of parts was due to the humans living through multiple generations. But that deficiency in the human factor was made up for by the nanomachines created by Krelian. Not only that, but his nanomachines added additional functions. Yeah, I was like 14 when this game came out and I played it. Back in the day. Loved every minute of it. Became one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. Deus has thus evolved into the perfect weapon. Ellie! What has happened? Why do you know all that? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. He's got a bullet in his stomach. I am young, the keeper of time, the representative of our god, Deus. I was born to guide the people toward the path of the resurrection of Deus. That's ridiculous! Young was just... You're limited in your ability to understand. That's a fancy way of calling him an idiot. Why is your hair purple now? Myung's factor exists within all women. The one who transcends the generations, the caretaker of humans. When the previous one dies, somewhere another Myung is awakened. It is programmed into all women's DNA to be that way. Who inherits the duty is just a matter of probability, Faye. That Myung over there and I are the same existence. We are all parts of Deus, all caretakers of humans. Let us end this discussion now. Deus has awakened. I am one of the parts that composes Deus. Hence, I must become one with it. Ellie! Why did it have to be you? If Myung is a part for Deus, why did it not happen earlier? It's still not enough for her to just to have awakened. Although she may be Myung, she still wasn't the true Myung. The true Myung? Let us go, Krelian. All that is left to do is to vanquish this planet's civilization and return it to how it was. Then I can complete my unification with the final fragment of Deus, the Zohar modifier, the power reactor that fell upon this planet and became our genesis, and now our apocalypse. The eradication of civilization? What is the purpose of doing that? Who knows? The creations of God will someday be a hindrance. That is why they must be eliminated. I am just programmed to act in this way. Come. It is time for the awakening of the true Mother. Please, wait! Ellie! Farewell, Faye. May you have a peaceful awakening. Okay, she stepped down the meanness a little bit when she became part of Ellie. Now, if I remember correctly, there were also originally planned to be Omnigear versions of Crescens and the Zeebzen. You know, Emeralda and Maria's gears. But they ran out of time and they had to skip those plans. Ellie! Wait! Faye! Do not release the system! C-10, wait! We're only endangering ourselves. Let's get out of here for now. An FMV. Been a little while since we had one of these. Save current data? Yeah, let's save. And now it's C-Tan's turn in the exposition chair. Alright, I think I'm going to keep going till I hit the free roaming section of Disc 2, where we're free to move around. I'm going to do some off-screen grind. Then I'm going to end the stream, do some off-screen grinding for speed shoes and other stuff. Let's see, Merkava calls. Do I want to save there, or just create a new slot? Yeah, I'll create a new slot. Yeah, I just don't want to subject stream to me running in circles for 2 hours plus, while I try to get the guys who have the speed shoes to spawn. It doesn't matter what his equipment really is, but continue the game. Start. God, the interplanetary invasion weapon Deus had awakened and its arc, Merkava, was activated. Deus began to absorb, one after the other, the mutated people destined to be its parts, while the non-mutated would eventually only become a threat to it. To exterminate us and our civilization, it set into action. The planet's surface was devastated by Merkava and the weapons born from out of it called the Seraph Angels. While pursuing the newly awakened Deus, we chanced upon Faye, whose whereabouts had hitherto been lost, along with his gear, Veltal, discovered together at the place where Merkava was originally located. We were overjoyed by Faye's return, but it was short-lived. For some unknown reason, Faye was found in a state of suspended animation. He did not regain consciousness. The people of Shavat, and we ourselves, feared a relapse of Faye's, no, Id's power, and had no choice but to put Faye into carbonite freeze. Yeah, you Han Solo'd his ass. They had a Star Trek joke, and now it's a Star Wars reference. Your Majesty, why do the people of Shavat fear Faye so much, even if Graf and Id's power are comparable? It is not that we fear him. We fear the error we ourselves committed, and now we are simply trying to put a lid on it. The error that you yourselves committed? Shavat instigated a battle 500 years ago to gain our independence from Solaris. However, we became overcome with the lust for power. Fearing the war-torn people's will would no longer be with Shavat, but with the Nisan Mother, and that the people would assemble under Sophia, the Council of Elders of Shavat back then made a deal with Solaris. A deal? Yes. At the time, Solaris, or the Gazel Ministry to be exact, were at odds with the woman who held the real power behind the scenes. Would that happen to have been Young? Most probably it was. Fearing the increasing power of the masses assembling in Nisan, the Gazel Ministry schemed to hand over their antagonist, Young, and promised a division of the rulership over the Earth's surface. Okay, when your Demon Lord equivalent of the setting offers you half the world, you say no. 'Cause it never works out. But in exchange, we had to give them the rebel army that had assembled in Nisan, and also their patron, Sophia. The leaders of Shavat accepted, and it was decided that Nisan would be the location of the final decisive battle with Solaris. Shavat did not participate in that battle, thwarted by the awesome numbers of the Solarian army, and with their path of retreat cut off. The Nisan rebel army ran out of options and was destroyed. Caught up in the middle of all this was Lacan, Bart's ancestor Roni, myself, and Krelian. You were also there? Yes, surrounded on all sides, we were prepared to die. And then the rebel forces' flagship appeared, with Sophia on board. She sacrificed herself so as to create a path for our retreat. Sophia's ship headed straight for the enemy's main ship on a suicide attack. You know it takes place in the past because it's a sepia-toned CG. Thanks to Sophia's sacrifice, we were able to survive. However, her death forever changed the fate of 2 men. Krelian, who followed closely under her as the leader of the Nisan Sex militia, completely lost faith after calling out to a god that would not respond. "I will create God with my own hands!" were the last words he uttered before he disappeared. And Lacan, he resented himself for not having the power to do anything while she died in front of him, so he began to search for the legendary power. Legendary power? God's resting place, Mahanan, the source of divine wisdom, Raziel, and the anima relics which were created by that very wisdom. Besides these, there is one more legend, and that is Zohar. Zohar? That has the same name as the Zohar modifier, the power reactor that Nung spoke of, saying it was the infinite energy source of God, Deus. What she claimed is also the source of our ether powers and the driving force of all our gears. It would have to be one and the same thing. It is the place that contains the ultimate source of this world's power. It is said that only he who has the correct destiny would be able to discover its location. Losing all faith in humanity, Lacan sought after its power. Lacan became Graf, and the world collapsed. This tragedy happened because of the people's lust for power. I must take part of the responsibility for not having been able to stop it. And now, Faye, the one who has the same power as Graf. We just wanted to seal up that dreadful power that arose from our own sinful deeds. Yep. Groff became obsessed with power, so often he uses it in almost every sentence. Whatever you do, do not play the Groff saying power drinking game. You'll die of liver poisoning every time he appears. Groff, the man once known as Lacan, sought after the power of Zohar, the one who has the same power as Groff. Faye. I had this premonition that Faye too would awaken and seek out that power, and that presentiment became a reality. Ooh, the heartbeat. Where am I? Who am I? This is my memory? Doc. Bart. Rico. Billy. Wiseman. Groff. Everyone. My memories. Ellie? Mother? Boy, Freud would have a field day with Faye. Who are you? I'm surprised. That's pretty clever. You are id? I misjudged you. I didn't expect you, the fake personality, would create a fourth persona. Fourth persona? He can't feel anything. He's shut up inside your ego. The pressing facts and truths you won't face. You're afraid of them, so you desire to completely shut yourself off from the outside world. And so you formed a fourth persona, a fourth Faye. The name doesn't matter. He's the one on the stage. He's the one who's in control of our body. But it is a useless form of resistance. Come with me. Wait, what are you doing? He has the key. I merely want to borrow it. I've got to go somewhere. Are you coming too? Come on, guys, eat up. You haven't been able to get this kind of food around here lately, have you? Well, this is also due to my business savvy. What's wrong, Lacan? You look kind of down. What's bothering you? You worried about something? It's nothing. I'm just thinking about painting Sophia. I don't know why I agreed to do her portrait. Sophia, you mean your childhood friend who's now the Holy Mother of Nisan? Thank you for the exposition, Ren. It's very helpful. She's not really a childhood friend. I just made her acquaintance at the monastery near my home when I was a child. She went to the clinic there for convalescence. She was frail. So what are you worried about painting her for? She does not wish herself to become a symbol of her sect. Actually, it seems she wasn't interested in having her portrait painted at first, but when she heard I would be the painter, she turned around and agreed. That's what I don't understand. I see. Then she must like you. What are you talking about? That's how women are, right, Krellian? Hey, Krell! Huh? What's up? You're not having any? It's ready to eat. Yeah. The Holy Mother of Nisan, huh? What are you, out to offend divine providence or something, Lacan? Cut it out. It's not like that. What? You gotta lighten up a little. We all need a wingman like Roni Fatima. Sophia first showed me that books are the best way to calm the heart. And now I'm hooked on reading. I'm not trying to brag, but I've learned a lot of things I never knew before. Lately I've been reading this. What is it? Something I borrowed from Melchior. It's about a form of molecular engineering, nanotechnology. I believe it's a book found in the ancient ruins of the Zeboim civilization. My personal headcanon is that this book that Krellian found was Kim's nanotechnology research book, or one of his publicated papers. It's a copy of someone's research report, but it's incomplete. I think there were even more wonderful things written in it, but we'll never know now. What's wrong? You don't look so good. Lately, you've seemed melancholy almost every day. Has something happened? I don't know. I just can't paint right now. Sorry, but do you mind if we stop here for today? I see. It is not good to push yourself too hard. Why don't you rest up for a little while? I'll have Krellian take you. Even so, there was a time when I did some pretty vicious things. I lashed out at random. Everyone around me feared me, even my friends. I lived a life surrounded by people who looked at me with fear in their eyes. But she was the only one who wasn't afraid of me. She would just smile. Peace of mind. She was the one who taught me what that was and how I could receive it. She taught me how to live as a human. What are you doing, Lacan? Oh, it's you, Krellian. I was thinking I'd stop painting the portrait. Why stop now? It's the circumstances. I shouldn't be painting her at a time like this. Eventually, she too must stand at the front lines. So, is that really the problem? Lacan? Her smile, it's killing me. The more she smiles at me, the more I feel my very being become insignificant. Inside my heart, there's this empty existence. Other than painting, I have no worth. Yet, she continues to accept my presence. I feel like I'm getting smaller and smaller. I didn't have this feeling in the beginning. I just wanted to paint her one more minute, one more second longer. I wanted to keep on painting forever. But suddenly I couldn't. As the picture neared completion, the empty part of me started to manifest itself in my brushstrokes. I was meant to be painting her as she really is, but this picture is my own self. My empty self has begun to appear within there. That's why I've got to stop now. Your own self? You're just running away. You can't bear it when she smiles at you. By painting her portrait, you notice the gap between your own inner emptiness and her inner abundance. And you could not fill that gap. That's why you're quitting your painting. You're refusing her. Even so, you still can't bring yourself to leave her, can you? In spite of that, why is it she continues to smile at you? You who can't accept your feelings. You who won't accept her feelings. Tell me why. If it was me who's receiving such feelings. Ooh boy, love triangles. You're neglecting yourself too much. Why aren't you kinder to yourself, mistress?
Is this really her true expression?
Yeah, to people who don't know her that well, I guess.
Her smile, I don't know. The smile in this picture is somehow different from the one she usually shows us. I realize Lacan's feelings are in there, but I don't think she's ever opened herself up and shown her inner self to others like this before. You've been painting such a beautiful expression of Sophia. I just can't see the reason why you want to stop.
Beautiful? Forget it. This picture? It's anything but beautiful.
Lacan, you say you're empty. Then why do you come along with us? What we've been doing up to now are not just acts of mercy. It's a fight for freedom. Time and again you've been through life-threatening situations with us. A man who has nothing in his heart couldn't do that kind of thing, right?
Crony, you're giving me too much credit. As long as you do something to keep yourself occupied, you can ignore the hollowness inside. From the beginning, my very existence was itself an emptiness. It wouldn't matter if I were to die right now. You live, you die, that's all.
Pessimistic as usual, Lacan. And now you're lying. It is just that you're not good at expressing your own feelings. You're not empty. She knows that. That's why she only shows you her true smile.
I don't deserve to see her true smile. She's the hope of the people, their support. There's so much more for her to do. Why would she open her heart to a mere artist like me? Bro! Yeah, I'm 100% convinced that hammer's his reincarnation. Hey bro, what are you doing here?
What's up?
The Council of Elders of Shavat issued a decision. Tomorrow we will leave for Soylent.
Soylent? That's in Solaris.
Yes, and Sophia will be coming with us.
That's ridiculous! The refugees are still increasing. We can't afford to have Sophia leave Nisan.
And going to Soylent, that's plain foolish. It's too dangerous. What are the elders thinking? No, it wasn't the council's wish. It was Sophia's will. It appears that she expressed this desire herself.
That can't be. What is she thinking? Originally, we talked about it just being us. Just us.
Sophia! Sophia!
Lacan, what are you doing? You keep back. I knew we couldn't leave Sophia in your care. I'll protect her, even if it costs me my life. Jealousy is a hell of a drug. Why don't you go get some rest, Krell? You haven't slept since the day before yesterday, have you? You shouldn't do that to yourself. I'm fine. It's not a problem. Look, I'll watch over her, so you go sleep. What'll you do if you also fall ill? Do not forget that you are the head of the sect's military forces. Okay, I suppose you're right. And Uber to your wingman gives him some privacy. Ellie, I'm so sorry. It was my misjudgment that did this to you. I was terrified. It was like you could see right through me. Your eyes, that look. That was me that was being reflected back in your eyes. I was looking at myself and thus painting myself. I couldn't stand it. So that's why... Oh, Ellie. What in the heavens did you find inside of me? When you wake up, I think I'll ask you that. No, on second thought, no. No, I don't want to burden you with my concerns. Besides, I wouldn't be able to ask you. One look in your eyes and I can't say a thing. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how I feel. You are the sweetest person. Ellie? You are someone who cannot bear to see others hurt by your own actions. So you hold everything in and bear all the burden. If you get hurt in the end, you think that is fine. That's what I like about you. Stop! Don't say that. If you become just another human, everyone will... Humans aren't all that frail, you know. They don't need a symbol who is only appearances. I believe that if you have light in your heart, you can overcome any hardship. What I have been doing is simply showing people that such light exists in the hearts of everyone. I'm just a woman, and to fulfill my womanhood, I'm prepared to throw away everything, even this position. I'm just playing the role of Sophia, but I'm still me. I haven't changed. A cowardly, selfish crybaby. I am still the same. Could you live a lie like that and still be happy? I don't want to do that. Oh, Rakan, I want to live more honestly with myself. To be able to tell the man that I love that I do love him. I don't care if I get hurt or rejected. You only have one life. I don't want to turn around later and regret not having done such things. And oh, Grellian heard. Don't think Krellian's going to be too happy with that. Do you think I'll let it end here? We're not their possessions. Sophia, what are you doing?
I am ending this. You won't need to fight anymore. So, Krelian, please open your fist, and with your open hand, gently hold the people who continue to live. And Ellie engaging in her bad habit of self-sacrifice. Don't be foolish! We'll help you escape, so please stop! Thank you, Lacan. But, sorry, there's no other way. Ellie! People support each other to live. It's what brings us happiness. So share that happiness, and please, Lacan, live! Now, you had an entire religious sect following you. You couldn't have, like, one of your subordinates do that for you? Ellie! But then again, that would be totally outside of her personality. Lacan lapsing into madness, trying to finish up the painting. We were sacrificed as pawns in order to protect our own authority. Sophia was... Is this the ideal world we've been searching for? What have we been doing? Heading towards Sophia's ideals? Is this our salvation? This isn't fair. Sophia was sacrificed for those bastards. Sophia said if you just have faith, the path to what you hope for will open. But look at reality. God didn't answer our prayers. Is that because we didn't have faith? Even if we didn't have faith, Sophia did. Why did she have to be sacrificed? Is God dead? Is he just not there? Or maybe God never even existed to begin with. Faith in God. Do not look for it on the outside, for it is something one must build from within oneself. I see. That's it. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. Krelian. Sophia, please guide me. I will destroy all such false pretenses of love for you. Oh, Krelian's cracked. We need to gather all our surviving comrades. We'll never beat them if we fight individually. So let us create a country that can someday stand up against them. What are you going to do, Lacan?
Oh, this part. Where Myung met Groff. Ellie?
If only you had power, you could have saved her.
I love the overlay of Ellie over Young here.
You want it, don't you? Unrivaled power? Don't you want to become the absolute being?
There. That is what I had sought after.
But wait, that's not what I want.
No, this is my very desire.
I always kind of pictured Groff as Lacan's version of id. Live! So this is where Faye's being held? He deserves it. Let me pray on his weeping face as if it were an idol. As if I would. Yuck. What is this?
And the middle-aged 12-year-old returns with his worse than my own hairline.
This is terrible. No matter what, this is going way too far. He's still alive? How could you possibly be? You're human too, aren't you? Darn. Faye. Oh, Faye. Crying. Huh? Oh, Midori, it's you. Phew. Don't scare me like that. Crying? Who's crying? You mean our friend Faye is crying? Angry. Hurt. He'll wake up soon. It's calling him. What do you mean? Whoa, what the? Stop it. Faye? Dan, Midori. Run. Hurry. Run away. Yikes.
I've seen a few streamers who thought that Dan died there. But nope, he's okay.
He broke through his carbonite encasing. Id. Faye took his gear Veltal and went in search of Zohar. We followed Faye's trail. Eventually we arrived at the location where Zohar had fallen to the earth so very long ago. Nothing could have prepared us but what we were about to see there. Alright. Actually, that's a pretty good party for this, but I'm going to bring Esmeralda instead. For the drama. Who better to bring along when we're about to whoop Faye's butt here than his own daughter from his previous life, like 4,000 years ago. Definitely saving, though. This next fight's pretty much a gimme, but it doesn't hurt to check on your stuff anyway. Oh, that's right. She didn't have a frame HP part equipped. We'll give her the 50. And the E-circuit. Her ether amp is through the roof. With an ether doubler too, she'll do death blow damage with basic ethers. It's one of my favorite parts. Continue the game? Yes. Alright, dear viewer. What's that? Time for the final Fey mind screw. This is right place. Wait for me! This is as far as you can come. From here on is my world. You can't enter. What do you mean? You're a subordinate fake persona. That's why. A subordinate fake persona? Yes. He has part of my memories from back then. He has sealed away the very meaning of my existence, my drive, my motivation, my subconscious id. Because of that, I became a basic blank persona. And on top of that, I constructed a new persona based on my experiences since then. That is what you are now. Him? You mean father? You call him father? He who never once did anything for you. It was because of his cowardly behavior. If only he had been able to protect me. If he had done that, Mother wouldn't have died. Didn't my mother die right after I was born? What really happened to my mother? Tell me, id! You don't need to know. You'll only disappear soon. Along with your basic persona, the coward. I'll rule my being through the power of the existence. Of course you don't know, but it is etched into my metempsychotic memory. Your persona is fake, so you'll never stand on the stage of consciousness. You'll never be able to take charge of the memories from our past lives. I know the dreams and hallucinations. I've seen them many times. Them? I showed them to you on purpose. To break the seal, I chose to weaken the power of your existence. If your mental energy is weakened, I can become free to do as I wish. What? There are still things inside you which you haven't been shown yet. Huh? Someone's coming. It's probably your friends. They must have followed me. Where are you going? I came to reestablish contact with the existence, to tie together all the threads of your memories since ancient times, and then cut them off. That is the fate of the contact. All is ready. It's time for the true awakening. I will eliminate all those who are full of hypocrisy from the very beginning. Wait for me, id! You just stay here and observe. What this? Hmm? Oh, the good part. Makes you wonder just how much the gears are organic rather than synthetic, because Phase wasn't even an Omni-Gear. Faye? Then this is Veltal? Yeah, no angel born in hell could break that Satan spell. I actually got the model kit for the Xenogears, and when I built it, I was torn between deciding to give it its normal paint scheme or the id version. Because I gotta admit, the id version of Xenogears looks badass. There really needed to be some cracking and earth-shaking noises here. But there it is, the Zohar modifier, the power core of Deus. Billy never needed his Omni-Gear, he just needed the Ether Doubler. That was his true ultimate power. She's dealing nearly 3k damage every turn. Hey, the Thor wave! It's not very effective. Stop this ether engine. Nice. Hey, I managed to cycle through all of her attacks before Faye got dropped. Or id, I should say. And there we go. Enter Wiseman.
Are you okay?
Wiseman? I think the dialogue for the characters is all the same regardless of who you bring as the party leader.
It's already too late. Assist me, for I am about to exterminate id.
Huh?
Zohar is Deus's core, the slave generators in ether. It's the source of all their energy. After attaining its power, the freshly awakened id intends to annihilate this world. The contact with the Zohar was meant to have been done after the unifying of Faye's true personality. Huh? Keep back!
You again. You're always getting in my way. But I cannot be stopped by you. You who couldn't even protect his own wife and son. You cannot even bear to show your face to your son. That's why you wear a mask, isn't it, Khan? Son? That's right. This man is Faye's. No, I mean my father, Khan Wan.
Wow, just the identity reveal was enough to put him into critical condition. He took damage from being called out.
Who knew id knew the vicious mockery cantrip?
What happened to Faye? Id?
Too bad. The new personality of Faye that you gave birth to, and all that work that your persona did to make him one perfect unified whole has been wasted. He will be swallowed up by me.
I won't permit it. I will destroy you first.
As if you could, sissy. Mother died because of your cowardly behavior. And as a result, he ran away from that reality by entering into his own memories. And now I continue my existence, bearing all that hatred. You wouldn't be able to imagine what it's like.
I wasn't simply working to unify Faye's personality, you know? All that you and I feel, the sadness, the hatred, even though he also experienced such things. Faye needed to be encouraged to build himself up in order to be able to comprehend all of this. Faye should be able to understand all of your feelings now. But now you want to erase the one person who understands you. To kill Faye. What is it that you want?
Why ask me such a thing now? My purpose is the same as his. Total destruction. That and that alone.
Is this world so bad a place that there is only hatred inside of you?
You're the ones who made me this way. You and that woman. Admit it.
Faye, can you hear me? Please take this fistful of memories that I am giving you. Become one with yourself and with me.
A little foreshadowing there. Faye, Ellie waiting. Remember, Ellie's still there, still waiting.
Okay, that line's different depending on who the party leader is.
Yes, this is inside id. A world filled with hatred and sadness. That's all that's here. Yes, now I understand. Id, why you hate the world. Why there's nothing inside you. Nothing. Nothing was given to you. Deprived of all the happy memories. And yet, it feels pleasant. It almost feels good. Now I get it. There's no need to resist. I was originally just an existence that was created as a cover to hide id, so it would be better to return to that place. Let's come together to wipe away everything, including ourselves. Remember, Ellie's still there, still waiting. Ellie? That's right, Ellie! Gotta love how he stopped floating in random directions and immediately got his orientation once he remembered Ellie. I've got to save Ellie! What's this place? What's he done now? He only called you in here for his own sake. This is inside the shell of your basic character, the room of the coward. I'm sure you've been here many times before. I see. I remember now. In my dreams. Everything despised and unwanted he pushed onto me, while he shut himself up in his own little shell, the coward Fae. The basis for our personalities. Who are you? Ah, you're my... Hey, let's watch this together. This is my most treasured possession. Ha! By repeatedly replaying the times he was full of happiness, he lives in his own happy little world. While I'm still alive only because of what's in those leftover dregs. Here, I'll show you everything about me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Load. Ours was an ordinary family. A strict but reliable father. A kind and loving mother. Up till then, it was complete happiness. But one day, Mother suddenly changed. She was like a totally different person. From that day on, Faye lost his home. Father was away often. He had some important work.
Oh god, this part is really effed up. And the funny thing is, apparently Myung's victims are aware the whole time.
When Father was away from home, Faye was taken to a place with mysterious machines. Inside, there were many strangely dressed people. Many types of probes were injected into Faye's body as the start to some kind of experiments. The tests caused Faye much pain. Mom, help me! What are you doing? No! No! Mother didn't come to his assistance. Young Faye had no way of resisting, but he was able to endure. Eventually, the experiments became unbearable. Many people gathered around Faye. These people had a high compatibility with the Anima relics. This psychic contact with Faye was to force him to awaken. But no one could make contact with Faye. The power drawn out of Faye, regardless of his will, destroyed them all.
This is unbelievable. Mother allowed this to take place? Psychic contact? What do you mean by awaken me?
To awaken God, everything had to be in perfect order, with nothing lacking. Things divided in the past must become one complete whole again. Countless people died before Faye's eyes. Men, women, the old, the young, even demi-humans. Suffering, grief, fear, ecstasy. A variety of emotions and words lingered and tumbled about Faye like broken dolls. It was a scene from hell.
In front of Father, she acted normally. When Faye tried to tell Father about Mother's strange conduct and the experiments, Father's mind was taken up by his work, and he didn't really listen. He thought it was just childhood fantasies. But he didn't have to endure the pain much longer. Faye's subconscious discovered a way to escape from the trauma. He formed a separate persona to deal with things he didn't like or couldn't bear. He removed himself from out of harm's way. My role was to have all the things he hated forced upon me the moment they arose. From the time of my division from him, I was dominated by hatred. That hatred naturally turned into destructive impulses. I wanted to destroy everything. Mother, Father, the entire world. Finally, Father noticed Mother's odd behavior, but it was already too late. I had completely separated from that coward, my original self. The puppets were broken, and Faye's heart was too. What would make Mother do such a thing? Mother repeated the experiments to study the power she knew existed within me. Yes, that woman, Mother, was Myung. That's a lie! No, it's true. Mother was Myung.
That's right. Karen had become young. It's nothing special. Myung does not only have one host body. Myung's roots are sealed in the genes of all women. Any one of them could become young.
It just happened to be Mother's turn. Only Ellie was special originally.
No! Karen, Young noticed that Faye's memory time access had increased 2 or 3-fold. She then became convinced that Faye was the contact.
Contact? Yes, it was the contact. That's why he called out to me, and why the time had come. Stop it! Cut it out! Dad! Dad! Mom, help Dad! Mom, why aren't you helping Dad? Dad! Dad's gonna die! Graf came seeking the power that exists within me. To return to his own body. You understand now, don't you? Graf is Lacan. His descendants who inherited his lingering thoughts and memories from him, know only too well. Divided 500 years ago, he would become a part of us both. Lacan became Graf. He destroyed everything on the face of the earth. He then mastered how to possess the bodies of others by dwelling in their minds. He was probably unable to do this after his contact with the existence. The bodies died, but Lacan's spirit continued living by possessing others. He had come that day to return his soul, at last, to the perfect reincarnation of his physical body, the body of Faye. Father fought him, but he couldn't protect Mother or I. He pitifully fought on, while coughing up his lifeblood. Graf made a mockery of Father, and Mother would not even help him when he needed her the most. As for their son, he couldn't take what was happening anymore.
Yep. Little Faye became a tyke bomb.
He gave in to his feelings and released his power, and as a result, Mother died. Mom! And he offloaded the results of his actions onto me. To avoid taking the responsibility for killing Mother, he used me as a shield. I also killed Mother. He pushed all the bad things onto me, but kept all the memories filled with happiness and mother's love to himself. And he shut himself away with those memories inside his own little shell forever. This is the place. What you see before you is what he made. He just keeps hanging on to those memories. That's what this is. Stop it! Just stop it! These scenes. Are these all there is to us? Enough already. There's nothing here. Just a world filled with deception and pain. It can't be helped. This is our world. This is everything.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to stop after we get through this final story segment because my throat's starting to get a little rough. I was a fool. It was all my fault. I was so busy with my duties in Shavat that I didn't notice Karen had changed. I couldn't save you when you needed my help.
Save me? Ha! Why bother saying such nonsense now? It's not going to change anything. The only thing you can do now is die by my hand.
Even still, I'll show you that I can save you.
Dad! Stop it, Id! Father's done nothing wrong! I know, this one is the real culprit. Mother and father had no choice. Thanks, pass it back to me. I'm playing with Mother.
This is not reality.
It's all lies. It's all fake. It's all a trick. All of it. All of it. All of it.
That I managed to keep up with those flashes impresses me.
No, get out. This is my room. I thought you would always be with me.
Why won't you see reality? Happiness, sadness, aren't these all parts that combine to make the whole? Why won't you show them? Why don't you also show Id what you always watch?
No, that's mine. I don't want to show it to the person who killed Mother. You should talk. You're the one who killed Mother. No, I didn't. You did. I did not kill her. Mother didn't care for you. Father didn't notice either. That's why you killed her. I didn't kill her. I didn't. I didn't.
Knock it off. We killed Mother. It's no one's fault but ours. It's not because she became young or because Father didn't notice. Don't look outside for the reason. Don't blame anyone but yourself. Take extreme ownership. Yes, Mother was young, and I know that you suffered. No one could have endured it. But you can't push it onto it alone. We're all one person. We must all become one. Right? Faye. Walk on your own 2 feet. Face up to the reality that you don't want to see. Show them to Id. Everything you took for yourself. And now, Faye losing it. Kind of cool that he friggin' one-shot Groff. And there, right at the end. Ooh. She was herself again. And, whoa, boy. Faye literally turned green. Lies, that woman. The scene, all illusions he made up. My consciousness, I can see through this trick. I won't be swayed. Id, that's enough. Doing that isn't going to solve anything. Mother saved us at the last moment. That's the truth, right? The reality isn't all grim, Id. My power couldn't save anyone. It only destroyed.
I thought that I could only make a connection with others through destruction. So I had to destroy it all. People, the world, even Ellie. No, that's not the case. We can save others, just as our mother, despite being young, saved us. Our power can save people. We can save Ellie. That's a first. Mother being so warm. To me, she almost seems too warm. Faye, take the memories I have within me. You must know what it used to be like up until now. Know our identity, about who we are, then figure out what ought to be done. Our integration is not yet complete.
And now for the conga line of reincarnator through the ages trauma. Let's see if we notice a pattern here. And this is just a highlight reel. Man, Cain couldn't even be bothered to walk all the way back at then in 10,000 years ago times. Elohim! Abel, live. I always torn on whether to pronounce that Abel or Abel. I just can't hand our child over to you. Live! Lacan, live! If God doesn't exist in our world, then I'll create God with my own hands. You know, Ellie really ought to stop sacrificing herself for Faye. It does not end well. What is this place? My execution site? I love the fact that Lacan's sprite here looks like id. Why do you turn on me? I thought we were friends. Who is it? Did I cause this? What has happened to me? What have I become? Live! I will live. Even if I go to hell, I will live till the end of this world. And if the world does not come to an end, I will destroy it with my own hands. Faye. Faye. Who is it? Who's calling me? I am Har. What is this light? I reside in Zohar. I am the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
God?
God. Some would refer to me as that. From a certain point of view, it is right to view me as such. But at the same time, I am not. I am also a part of you.
A part of me?
I am defined by how people observe me. You are actually talking to a virtual version of me that you yourself create. I am your perception of me.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Who or what are you?
In one word, existence.
Existence?
In actuality, I do not have a physical form. I am an existence of a higher dimension, a place you cannot perceive, but in terms you would understand. It is a world where everything acts as kinds of waves. It is the source of this four-dimensional universe, the place where time and space is controlled, the fluctuating void, the wave existence.
Basically, it's Udu from Xenosaga. What does such an existence have to do with me?
Long ago, a modifier, or a pseudo-perpetual infinite energy engine was created. That engine was named Zohar. That reactor was created by an ancient people from another planet to attain what is considered to be the ultimate energy possible within this four-dimensional universe. Eventually, those people used that same engine to create the ultimate interplanetary invasion weapon, Deus. Zohar was used as its primary source of power. But the unexpected happened. During the connection test to Zohar, with the newly completed Deus, the engine started to examine infinite potential phenomena. Requiring energy, the engine connected to this dimension to a higher dimensional space. As a result, that reactor merged or synchronized with that wave existence in that higher dimension. Me. I descended from the point of contact created through the machine through the path of Sephiroth, or the domain you are in right now, and incarnated in the four-dimensional world. After I advented to the four-dimensional world, in order to stabilize myself here, I had to exchange, or materialize, my form and enter into the modifier engine. In other words, I became bound in Zohar, the cage of fleshly existence. Since the time I was bound in Zohar, I have always wanted to return to my own dimension, and I came to a conclusion. I had to reverse the process I went through to arrive here. I must be released by the one who instilled within me a special feature of this dimension, the will. That one is you.
Decided it was me, a special feature?
Yes, I was given a special attribute of a human by you, the contact. When you observed me, I was given a mother's will.
A mother's will?
I'm sure you remember, after my descent, you had contact with the modifier engine Zohar.
And flashback? Anime cutscene flashback. And hey, look, it's Ellie.
As a contact, being but only a child, you defined my existence with your desire to return to your mother. Thus I came to prepare the mother's will. That will is Elheim. And notice she also looks kind of like the woman in the locket that the captain had on him in the original opening cutscene.
Ellie's disposition was influenced by me?
Yes, my will was incarnated to a biocomputer, which was vital for Deus. After combining with me, the biocomputer evolved its functions, and that bioplant generated a central element. That is her. I was split by your contact. My physical form of flesh stayed in Zohar, while my will went to Elheim and my power went into you. That is why I waited to unite with you, and now it is fulfilled. My only remaining desire is to break this cage of fleshly existence. In order to do that, I must become perfect by combining with Elheim, as well as my other split physical form, Deus. The only way to return to my original dimension is to destroy this physical body. In the four-dimensional world, Zohar is perfect. So in order to destroy Zohar, I needed the strength that was attributed to you. Zohar can only be destroyed by the hands of the contact.
What about Ellie? If Zohar is destroyed, what will become of Ellie?
Zohar and Deus are one. She is bound to the system by another's will to become one with me. In order to release her, it is necessary to destroy that very system that serves as the Deus weapon. However, having been created as a weapon, the Deus system seeks to unify itself with all of you for a different purpose from that of mine. Originally, her release should have been performed by me, the one who desires to return back to the other dimension, but I am also bound to the system just as she is, so I am unable to participate. You are the only one who can release her from the spell. Just as Deus and I are inseparable, you and her are also inseparable. Alright, I'll destroy Deus and the Zohar modifier, and I'll save Ellie. You have experienced much loss and deprivation in your life. It is tragic. Our contact and the resulting transfer of power and will between you and I most likely played a factor in splitting your personality. I disagree. I can't blame anything or anyone besides myself. Regardless of what may have happened in the past, with the passing of time, the cause becomes more remote. It is a problem that comes from within myself, that I myself must deal with. I see. You have managed to accept those tragedies, to tolerate all things, to comprehend and find where you stand in this world. If you succeed to do all these things, I am sure you will succeed in what awaits you now. To liberate all of us, use the Xenogears, destroy Zohar. Wait, there's more I need to ask you. The system is awakening. Ask her later. Save your data? Yes. Faye just got mine screwed so hard. I might need to put an age restriction filter on this scene. Resume. Don't really need to fix anything on the Xenogears. I mean, this is a pretty much you cannot lose fight coming up. And he goes from Shara's novel color scheme to the Amuro Ray color scheme. Dad! You know, white, blue, yellow with some red. Dad, are you okay? Dad, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Faye, you've returned to your own self. You've become one. Yes, thanks to you all. If you hadn't called out to me. Dad! Don't worry. This is good. This is... After all, Dad? You and I must become one. Plot twist. Graf, what's going on? I reached the limit of the body I possessed on that day 3 years ago. I required a body that would tide me over until your true awakening. That is why I acquired the body of your father. Regardless of your awakening, your merging, and the inherited memories you had acquired, there was no way for you to know of this, since you had lost your memory at that point, at the point in which I merged with your father. Impossible! What about Wiseman? What about father? Of course they were just parts of me. I couldn't hold on to Khan totally. His ego was far stronger than I imagined. When my control weakened, he showed himself to you as Wiseman. You have awakened. This body is now useless to me. Now I must return to my original body, the reincarnation of my body that you inhabit. Stop it, Dad! I hear you, Faye, and you see, he and I are one. I am Khan, and Khan is me. He has become one with me, so you too should open your heart and unite with me. Then we can go on to eliminate everything. No, I can't allow you to control me. Protecting your master? Then so be it. I'll merge with both you and your machine then. Now come, Faye, fight me!
Oh man, my voice is getting rough.
It's no use. I know that you're Lacan and that you're part of me. But that doesn't change you being my father. I could never really fight you.
You're so naive. Why don't you understand that your naivete is what killed Sophia? What killed your mother, Karen?
I already know that. That's why I swore to never run away again. I must rescue Ellie. So don't get in my way. Wake up. Open your eyes. Father. Lacan.
If that's the case, then fight me. Fight me!
I can't.
I see. Then there's no choice. Since you are so unwilling to fight, I believe I'll have to use them as bait.
Stop it! Don't we have the same memories? Can't you also remember that sadness you felt way back then? Why then? Why must you destroy everything? If we stop Deus, won't this all be over?
You still don't understand? Even after your contact with the Existence? I came to understand after my contact with the Existence that even if Deus was destroyed, as long as humans still inhabit this land, Myung, Elheim, will be born time and again. Then all living things may as well perish along with Deus itself. That's the only path to freedom. The path to release us from the eternal cycles of life, the tragedies of history, and the spell of fate. Once I awaken Deus as a weapon, I'll obliterate all living things. Then I'll use your awakened self and that machine to return everything to nothing. That's what I concluded. Myung and Elheim are not just Deus's mouthpiece. That woman is its main body. Why can't you see that?
That's not true. She gave her life for me by shielding me from harm. Her eyes weren't Myung's. Mother came back at the last moment. Myung, Mother, even Ellie, we're all humans born on this planet. Deus doesn't matter. You'll see. I will bring Ellie back. Father. No, Graf, Lacan. If you won't back down...
Never!
Then I have no choice.
The time has come to truly become one.
Bum, 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 bum. Wow. Veltol got nerfed hard. Or true Veltol, I should say. And I love that hyper mode chance. 99%. Man, why am I doing so little damage? Oh, because he blocked and then he dodged. Because I don't have the response circuit on and my agility's down. Never use the tier 3 death blow in the Xenogears. Always save it up. Because guaranteed, hyper mode is a hell of a drug. Go 10x. I probably could have given Faye the blue pen so this could last for 6 turns, but meh. Not necessary.
Ugh. Why don't you finish me off? If you don't get rid of me, then you cannot get what you want.
It's all right, Dad. I understand. You are not Groff. You are my father. You and Groff are one. Your will and purpose never change. I knew that once we fought, but let's stop now. Our objectives should be the same. It's the same as our becoming one. We don't have to fight.
What? My body! Zohar is after you, the last piece to combine with Deus' system. It seeks to unify with you, the first to have been divided from it. What? This is what Lacan wanted all along. After all, I'm an imperfect existence. It was inevitable that it would come to this, considering what had happened in the past. Lacan's imperfect secondary contact with the wave existence split his personality in two. Eventually his body died, but the original Lacan transmigrated. Bringing the destiny of becoming a contact with him, he was reborn as your present body. The remaining persona, just his desires, lived on separately by possessing the bodies of others. That is Groff. That is me. I may have inherited Lacan's will, but I'm not the same as the contact Lacan. It is impossible for me to make real contact. There would be no true melding and release. Even though our bodies are different, I am still half of you. That fact remains. Although I'm imperfect, I can merge temporarily with Zohar, and thus may be able to buy you some time. This is the only way I can be one with you. This is all I can do. Deus' system will start to look for you again. Before then, you have to destroy the newly perfected Deus and the Zohar modifier. You are the only one that can destroy the physical barrier that encases God's body. Dad! As you said, that was Karen. Through many generations, Myung is beginning to break free from her bounds. Now that Elohim has merged with Deus, she has all of her memories back. All the memories from her original birth as the contact's complement, up to her current transmigration. That includes all of the lives she has lived as Myung, and her substitutes over the centuries. And of course, that includes your mother's memories too.
Mother's memories?
Faye, cut away all the binds on mankind. You should now be able to do that. Save her and all the other women bound with her. I'm begging you, Faye.
What's this? This pendant. Is this Sophia's? Or my mother's? It's nothing. I'm just talking to myself. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused everyone. Thank you all so much. Anyway, let's get going. There's little time left now, for me and for our planet.
But first, more exposition!
What this place? This is where it all started. This is our genesis. We, no, humans, were born here. Long ago, Deus crash-landed on this planet in an interplanetary colony ship. In order to revive itself someday, Deus detached the Zohar modifier's core. After this core unit came down here, a single woman awoke and arose from out of it. She's the mother of all humanity. After she awoke, she used all her power to bear several beings. These would become the ancestors of the whole of humanity. These were the Emperor and the Gazel Ministry. Finally, she gave birth to replicas of herself to be humanity's caretakers. Two selves, the human mother and the weapon, the subject and the complement. That is Ellie and Myung. I, the sole survivor from the colony ship, met Ellie, and everything started from there. The land of Genesis, Kadamini,
This is that place.
Yeah, but Faye, even with your shared fate with Deus, why do you have such ancient memories?
Usually human memories cannot be passed down through the generations. Humans do not normally have the ability to compress and store memories in their introns. But Ellie and I, and Young, are different. Due to our connection with the wave existence, that is, due to Zohar's ability to change possible phenomena, we can clearly store data in our introns. In other words, we can leave behind memories to be inherited by our descendants. Just as the wave existence is bound inside of Zohar, the information is affixed to me, so to speak, by some of the power of the wave existence. Hey, what's this? This is the form from when Ellie and Young were still one being. This is the first woman of our world. Our mother.
So if we destroy that Zohar thing, everything will be over, right?
Yes, the source of our ether powers and the source of power for the generators that make our gears work. It all comes from the Zohar modifier engine, which can control any potential phenomena. If we destroy it, Deus and the Seraph Angels will all be deactivated, and then we should also be able to free Ellie, who has become bound to the Deus weapon system as Young. Right, Faye? Yeah, that's what the wave existence said. But then there's the downside. It will also mean that we will no longer be able to use our gears or our ether powers anymore.
What are those Seraph Angels about anyway? That odd appearance as if they lack something, as if they were neither living beings nor mere weapons.
Zohar senses the human consciousness and incarnates the Seraphs. Human consciousness? Zohar itself involves the principle of uncertainty. The observer's perception of Zohar determines the entity that it actually becomes. In other words, I believe that those angels are incarnations of the spirits of people, the people who have been absorbed by Deus to become parts of it.
So what merit is there for them to gain in eliminating all of civilization?
Is it some kind of hatred for those humans who have survived? Of course not. Those people who were created and assimilated as parts of Deus would not have such intentions. Try to remember what Ellie, when she became young, said. The creations of God will someday be a hindrance. That is why they must be eliminated. Yes, that is why Merkava is being used to begin the destruction. But Deus is not following its programming of exterminating all of civilization. The Seraphs, which are terminal interface weapons of Deus, are using their bodies composed of nanomachines to absorb massive numbers of people, regardless of whether they're dead or alive. It's not discriminating between the mutant and non-mutant people. This is highly peculiar. The fact that the people who are meant to be destroyed are being taken in as well. That is the absolute opposite of what it is supposed to be doing. Maybe there aren't enough parts? That is unlikely. Aside from those bodies that were destined to be parts for it, Deus, who has already acquired the abilities of the nanomachine, can just use about any material to construct its body. It is obvious. It has other intentions in mind. Those intentions, Krellian has called Deus the Mother. If God is the mother, then those motives are coming from the Great Mother, impeding the growth of its child, enveloping it, to bring the child back to the womb and become one with it. That is its motive. Such a program does not exist within its design, though. It was probably given this unique will by someone, either from Ellie, who has merged with Deus, or... Either way, it doesn't change the fact that we have to fight. Regardless of what their intentions are, the problem is how we're supposed to deal with them. You think we could do it in our current state? This secret battleship, Excalibur, will also take part in the final battle. Additionally, the military potential of all the surface forces will assemble here.
Even if we could put together a massive force, we still have the problem with the main armament of the Merkava. We need to know how to take that out. As long as we don't do that...
Merkava's ultra-long-range cannon has the ability to vaporize any substance. On top of that, they have a barrier around their perimeter that nullifies all attacks. We fought against the Merkava many times to try to stop its onslaught. However, we cannot even get close. Hence, we've had to withdraw every time. Damn it! No matter how much we want to save Ellie, if we can't get inside the Merkava, it's meaningless. Pick up there.
To add to that, there's the problem with those Seraphs. They function as the terminal interface weapons for close defense. I can easily say that their attack power is equivalent to the Omnigear class. They even have the regenerative ability due to the nanomachines.
Don't be concerned about that.
I was able to obtain some data from Xenogears. You see, Xenogears is mutagenically evolved due to its contact with Zohar. Using that data, all of your new gears ought to be completed soon. Additionally, all the other weapons and armaments are being modified to implement the disassembler device. Yes, I know I'm doing a different voice than what I used from last time. I'm not doing the guru voice anymore. I suck at doing it.
Disassembler device?
In contrast to nano-assemblers, which create matter to repair with, the disassemblers have the ability to dismantle or destroy matter. They can even deactivate the nanomachines' restoring ability by disengaging their repair programs. They should be sufficiently effective even against the Deus Seraph.
Alright then, even if we can deal with the angels, just how are we going to deal with that Merkava?
We can't even get close to the thing.
Oh, on. There is no such thing as a perfect defense. There is a way. Look over here. Merkava's main gun requires a 1.2 second interval to reload because of its tremendous output. Okay, you could have made that delay slightly less ridiculously short. Like maybe a 5.8 or a 10-second interval. Upon firing, although it is only sectional, there will be a portion of the barrier that will be open. There's a 1.87 second delay before the barrier reforms in that area. If we can use this window of time to target the array and destroy that cannon, it will be possible to close in on it. If we can get close enough, we can break through with the gravitational spatial correction. Well, this is the rough idea.
Unfortunately, we don't have such a long-range cannon that could acquire a target in such a brief time frame. So what are you saying is we just need to shut that annoying cannon up, right? And Bart has a crazy plan. You want to go head-on into the Merkava.
Now you're being reckless again. That's suicide.
No, listen, we're not just going to rush in. The Yggdrasil 4 and this Excalibur also equip the barriers. That's what we'll use. Although only for a short time, we can withstand a direct hit from the Merkava's main cannon. And we can close in and watch for that part of the barrier to go down and then destroy the cannon.
How long will our barrier last?
About 20 or so seconds.
That's all? It wouldn't even matter how fast we fly. In that amount of time, we'll be without a barrier before we can get within firing range. And those numbers are valid only if the generator's at full drive, right? We can only get those numbers if we sacrifice all other output and propulsion.
I'm not suggesting we go guns blazing and know we're going to lose. We're going to physically put a lid on it, directly. Huh? As you said, the Yggdrasil 4 Excalibur's barriers can't sufficiently defend against Merkava's attack. At least with one generator, that is.
Meaning?
Meaning we can defend against the Merkava with twice the amount of time, 40 seconds, if we couple the two generators together. This way we can make it into the heart of Merkava.
Then what about the propulsion?
Just hear me out.
I love that we get a full slideshow explaining this whole insane plan.
This is what we do. First we transform my Yggdrasil into heavy assault mode and load it onto the Excalibur so we can couple the generators. By doing that, we can reduce the energy usage down to just supporting the whole of the ship and generating the barrier. This will allow most of the energy to be devoted to generating the barrier. Next, shift the barrier to a full front and focus it to a single point where their main cannon will make it strike. Now for movement. First off, we develop a barrier by engaging Excalibur's generator to maximum power. For propulsion during that time, we'll install on the Yggdrasil those large solid fuel rockets we got from the ruins of the mass driver. When Excalibur's barrier expires, we'll use the Yggdrasil force generator to develop a barrier. Then we'll also detach the solid rockets and shift the Excalibur to conventional flight. Using this method, we can get right in the Merkava's face. After it fires, it'll be defenseless. During this time, we'll block the muzzle of Merkava's cannon with Excalibur's bow ram, upon which we should have about 0.67 seconds.
Bart actually is kind of smart.
But he's insane. With the cannon fire of the Excalibur, we'll destroy the Yggdrasil Force slave generator and incapacitate the Merkava along the way, and then we break through. That's what the plan is all about. The combination of the barriers of both ships, storming the Merkava, the timing of the cannon fire of the Excalibur, these are all going to be crucial. Mess up any one of these and the consequences are going to be severe. Hence, it'll be necessary to have both crews in sync with each other. That's why I'd like to place Sig in command of the Excalibur. I have no qualms with that. What do you think, Queen? Will you lend us your battleship?
Since there appears to be no other alternative, let us go with that. Please use it as you see fit.
But are we not cutting it uncomfortably close?
When you calculate the arrival time and the barrier generation time, you will see what I mean. One minor mishap will put us in a situation where we could run out of barrier power before our arrival.
Also, we'll be devoting both generators to keeping the barriers up. Won't that leave us without perimeter defenses? We won't stand a chance if we get engaged by the Seraph Angels on our way to Merkava. We'll hold them off. You can count on us. You guys just concentrate on taking out that main cannon. Thanks. We're dependent on you.
Already, everywhere else has been taken out. This is the only place that's left. This is going to be the true final battle. We set out to silence God's Ark, Merkava, which was the epitome of offensive and defensive power, and then storm inside it. We initiated the operation to destroy it so far.
FMV, yeah!
I love this whole silly sequence. This feels like it could have been the climax of a episode of a Macross series. A giant robot ship surfing another ship to blat another giant vessel in the face. I wonder what I should play next when I'm done with Xenogears. Front Mission 3, the original version, before the remake comes out. Because I also have that on this PlayStation. Goodbye, Yggdrasil 4. We hardly knew ye. Of course, Front Mission would be a long, long play. That can't be! A secondary explosion? Oh no! I should have known better. What a miscalculation! The explosion was too big. It reacted with the main condenser right under the main cannon. Oh, great. So we blew it up like it was the Death Star. And induced a secondary explosion. How could I have been so stupid?
You mean, we overdid it?
Why did I not realize it sooner? This means we might have... Oh no, Ellie! Oh my gosh, Ellie! What is it this time?
Hey, see, Dad, what more is gonna happen?
Something is happening in the center of Merkava. What could it be?
Yeah, we just Independence Day / Star Wars Death Starred this thing. Struck a critical point and caused it to explode. But again, nanomachines, son. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. At that time, the earth quaked and shook, and from the location where the Merkava crashed, a giant object appeared. It was Deus's final form. The Merkava was merely its vessel. Deus evolved through the use of Krellian's nanomachines into a planetary-scale weapon and began terraforming. It was attempting to convert this entire planet into a weapon. We retreated back to the base of the Snow Plains to form a new strategy. We decided to go back into Deus. Time was running out for us. And we are done with the exposition chair. We are free from the slideshows. We are now in free roam. Yay! And I will have to end the stream there because holy crap, my voice. I hope you enjoyed the show. I will see you next time on Xenobears Plays Xenogears. And let me save over this old save file. And we are going to call it a day. Holy crap. After I get off stream, I'll try to avoid triggering any special conversations or anything. Until I see you next time on Xenobears Plays Xenogears. Have a wonderful night. And for those who catch the VOD when this goes up on YouTube, have a nice day too. See ya.